Your brain has about 90 seconds after seeing new money in your account before it starts generating purchase ideas. A new jacket, that thing you saw on Amazon, dinner out because, hey, you just got paid. And if you don't have a system in place before those 90 seconds are up, you've already lost. I've watched this pattern play out hundreds of times as an accountant. Someone gets paid on Friday. By Sunday, they're wondering where half of it went. No major purchases, no emergencies, just gone. Evaporated into 1,000 tiny decisions that each felt completely reasonable in the moment. Here's what actually separates people who build wealth from people who stay broke on the exact same income. It's not how much you make, it's what happens in the first 10 minutes after that direct deposit hits. There's a specific sequence of moves that, if you do them every single time you get paid, will completely transform your financial life. And I'm going to walk you through the exact system that turns payday from a spending trigger into a wealth-building machine. Here, I break down the psychology and math behind personal finance, showing you practical systems that actually work for normal people living normal lives. If you've ever looked at your bank account 2 days after payday and felt that sinking feeling of, where did it all go? And you want to finally break that cycle, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button if this helps you build a better financial foundation. Now, before we get into the actual payday routine, let me show you what we're up against. Because your brain is actively working against you the moment money appears in your account. There's this thing called the wealth effect in behavioral economics. Basically, when you see a number go up in your bank account, your brain immediately recalculates what you can afford. You check your balance, you see $2,400 instead of $600, and suddenly that $80 dinner doesn't seem that crazy. Your brain doesn't think, I have $2,400 to last 2 weeks. It thinks, I have $2,400 right now. And here's the wild part. The average American spends 40% of their paycheck in the first 3 days after getting paid, according to research from the Financial Health Network. 40% in 3 days. Not on rent or bills necessarily, those usually come out later, but on the stuff that feels like life. Groceries, yeah, but also ordering in because you're tired. That thing from Target, gas, coffee. The accumulation of small purchases that each feel totally justified. You know what I'm talking about. It's Thursday, you just got paid, and you're at the grocery store. Normally, you'd get the store brand pasta, but today you've got money. So you get the fancy pasta, the nice cheese, that organic thing you saw on TikTok. You're not being reckless, you're just not being as careful as you were on Wednesday when you had $84 in your account. Or you're out with friends on Friday night. Normally you'd suggest the cheaper place, or you'd volunteer to drive so you don't have to buy drinks. But it's payday weekend. You can relax a little. You can get the appetizer. You can cover someone else's drink. You're not trying to impress anyone. It just feels different when there's money there. Here's what actually happens when you don't have a payday system. Every dollar that hits your account is a decision waiting to happen. And humans are terrible at making 300 tiny financial decisions every 2 weeks. We get decision fatigue. We rationalize. We treat ourselves because we worked hard. We tell ourselves we'll save next paycheck. But something remarkable happens when you remove the decisions entirely, when you build a system that runs automatically, before your brain even has time to negotiate with itself. The payday routine I'm about to show you takes about 8 minutes to set up the first time, and then roughly 90 seconds every time you get paid after that. 90 seconds that will do more for your wealth than any stock pick or side hustle or budgeting app. Here's the system. The moment you get paid, and I mean within 5 minutes of that deposit notification, you're going to split your money into 5 specific categories. Not buckets, not accounts you look at and think about. Actual separate destinations where the money physically moves before you have time to spend it. Category 1, future you. This is 20% of your paycheck, and it goes directly into a high-yield savings account that you never, ever touch. Not, I'll try to save 20%. You're literally moving it the second you get paid. Most banks let you set up automatic transfers, but here's the thing. I actually recommend doing this manually for the first 6 months because you need to feel it. You need to watch yourself make the decision to prioritize yourself over literally everything else. I struggled with this for years until I read this Japanese concept called paying yourself first, which sounds obvious but completely changed how I thought about money. It's not about leftover money. It's about first money, the best money, the money that hasn't been contaminated by decisions yet. If you make $3,000 per paycheck, $600 moves immediately. If you make $1,200, $240 moves. Before rent, before groceries, before that bill you forgot about. Future you is the first creditor who gets paid, and everyone else gets what's left. Now you might be thinking, I can barely make ends meet now. There's no way I can save 20%. And I hear you. Here's what I tell people. Start with 10%. Start with 5%. Start with literally anything that makes you uncomfortable, but not impossible. Because here's what most people completely miss about this system. It's not actually about the 20%. It's about the automation. It's about proving to yourself that you're the kind of person who pays themselves first. Category 2, bills and fixed costs. This is roughly 50% of your paycheck. Rent, utilities, car payment, insurance, subscriptions, all the stuff that doesn't change month to month. This goes into your main checking account where these expenses will automatically pull from. The key here is knowing your number. You need to know exactly how much your life costs every month. Not approximately, exactly. Because here's where most people mess this up. They think they know their bills, but they're forgetting the $7 here and $12 there. Apple storage, that app subscription you forgot about, the gym membership you used twice in January. Sit down right now and list every single recurring charge. Pull up your last 3 months of bank statements, add them all up. Divide by 3 to get your average. That's your bills number. And once you know it, you can stop thinking about it. Category 3, lifestyle spending. This is 20 to 25% of your paycheck, and this is your freedom money. Groceries, gas, eating out, entertainment, the stuff that makes life worth living. This goes into a separate checking account, and this is critical, that you actually spend from. Here's the psychology trick that changes everything. When you look at your main account and see $3,000, your brain thinks you have $3,000 to work with. When you look at your lifestyle account and see $600, your brain recalibrates. Suddenly, you're making decisions with a $600 budget, not a $3,000 budget. Same money, completely different behavior. And here's the kicker. When that lifestyle account hits 0, you're done spending. Not, I'll transfer a little from savings. Not, I'll just use my credit card this once. Done. You wait for the next paycheck. And that constraint, that artificial scarcity, is what actually teaches your brain to prioritize. Category 4, irregular expenses. This is 5 to 10% that goes into a separate savings account for the stuff that's not monthly, but will definitely happen. Car repairs, vet bills, that wedding you have to travel to, holiday gifts, the check engine light that will inevitably come on. This is the category that keeps you from raiding your future you money every time something unexpected happens, because nothing is actually unexpected. Cars need maintenance, appliances break, life happens. You're just finally planning for it. Category 5, guilt-free money. This is the last 5%, and it goes into an account that exists purely for whatever you want. No justification needed. Want to blow it on concert tickets? Do it. Want to save it for something bigger? Great. This is the pressure release valve that keeps the whole system from feeling like deprivation. Now here's where it gets really interesting. In month 1, this system feels like constraint. You're watching money leave your account before you can even think about it. You're bumping up against that lifestyle spending limit. You're annoyed. But something shifts around month 3. You stop feeling the money leaving. It becomes invisible. And that future you account starts showing numbers that actually matter. $1,800, then $3,600, then $6,200, and your brain starts doing something different. You start thinking in terms of opportunity cost. That $150 jacket isn't just $150 anymore. It's 2 weeks of future you contributions. It's the thing standing between you and that number getting bigger, and suddenly you don't want the jacket as much. This is where most people completely miss the point of building wealth. They think it's about denying yourself things you want. It's not. It's about changing what you want. When you can see your future you number growing every 2 weeks, when you can project forward and realize you'll have $15,000 saved by next summer, your brain stops craving the dopamine hit of small purchases. You found a bigger dopamine hit, watching yourself become financially secure. Let me show you exactly how this works with actual numbers. Say you make $4,000 per month after taxes. Using this system, that breaks down to $800 to future you, $2,000 to bills, $800 to lifestyle, $300 to irregular expenses, and $100 to guilt-free. Month 1, you hate it. You're used to having $4,000 feel like $4,000. Now your lifestyle account has $800, and you're trying to make that cover everything fun about your life for 2 weeks. Month 6, you have $4,800 in future you, $1,800 in irregular expenses, and you've completely stopped thinking about money the way you used to. Bills are handled. Lifestyle spending has become automatic, and that future you number is getting big enough that it's changing how you think about your job. Month 12, you have $9,600 saved, plus whatever's accumulated in irregular expenses. And here's what nobody tells you about having real money saved. It changes how you show up to work. You're not desperate anymore. You're not terrified of your boss. You have what I call walking away money. Not enough to quit, but enough to know you could survive a month or 2 if you had to. That confidence changes how you negotiate, how you handle conflict, how you make career decisions. You're not making choices from fear anymore. You're making them from strategy. By month 24, you have nearly $20,000 saved, and your brain has completely rewired itself around money. You've become the type of person who pays themselves first, who has money for emergencies, who doesn't panic when unexpected expenses happen, who can say no to purchases without feeling deprived because you found something better than buying stuff. You found security. But here's where most people mess this up, and I see it constantly. They build up 6 months of savings using this system, and then they decide to reward themselves. They buy the expensive thing they've been waiting for, the new phone, the vacation, the car upgrade, and they tell themselves they deserve it. They've been so disciplined, and the whole system collapses. Not because the purchase was bad, but because they broke the automation. They proved to themselves that future you money is actually available for present consumption if you want it badly enough. And once you open that door, it never fully closes again. The payday routine only works if it's permanent. If future you money is genuinely untouchable except for actual emergencies. And no, a sale on something you want is not an emergency. If the system runs every single paycheck, no exceptions, no negotiations with yourself. Because here's the thing about wealth building that nobody wants to hear. It's boring. There's no hack, no secret, no clever trick that lets you skip the part where you pay yourself before anyone else every time for years. The system I just described will make you wealthy if you run it long enough, but it requires you to be less interesting with your money, to stop treating payday like a celebration, to let the system run while you focus on literally anything else. Your future self is counting on the decision you make this payday, not next payday, this one. The next time money hits your account, you have 90 seconds before your brain starts negotiating, before it starts generating reasons why this paycheck is different, why you can start the system next time. You can't negotiate with the system, you just run it, every time, without thinking, until the automation becomes who you are, and building wealth becomes as automatic as paying your phone bill. Split the money, move it before you think, build the life your future self is begging you to create.